This is a tongue-eating louse. It cuts off circulation, and the tongue eventually...
Horses can have mustaches. They have horizontal eyes. Last year, December of 2024 to be exact, that is when it became official that the bald eagle was America's national
I was
bird.
sleeping, had to wake up. Why? Every reason I could think
What's up,
of.
YouTube? Today, we'll be looking at disturbing TikToks that'll make you question reality. So without further ado, welcome to Adam Strain Reacts. Let's get her done.
This is a nasty little creature right here. It's a parasite that survives by taking over another animal's body. Most fish don't react to it because by the time it's visible, the damage is already done. This is a tongue-eating louse. It enters a fish through the gills and clamps onto the tongue. It cuts off circulation, and the tongue eventually dies and falls off. The parasite doesn't leave. It takes the tongue's place and functions as the new organ while the fish keeps eating. This is one of the only known parasites that replaces an organ inside a living host, straight from the fish tank.
Gee whiz. Anybody ever seen that before? I had never seen anything close to that. But I find it pretty crazy how you have these parasites that seem to be made to infect certain hosts. I've seen another one that's sort of like a black goo that goes inside of this bug. And at the end, when they take it out, the bug basically was being ran by this thing. If you guys have any more examples, send them down. I find it super interesting. I mean, it also makes me kind of poke holes into the idea of evolution. How would that being be conceived if it needed another being to basically proliferate, right? It's a very interesting to me, the whole idea of reverse life, which would be like parasites, which would be like life is about going from 0 to 100, and the work of parasites is basically taking it from 100 back to 0, back to nature in a way, right? So yeah, very interesting. If you guys have any more examples of this type of behavior in parasites, please send it down below. And don't forget to do your parasite cleanse. Let's keep on rocking.
Apparently, this guy found 6 new Mandela effects.
Top 6 changes of animals in this timeline. Number 1, cow tipping. Cow tipping is not a thing. You cannot cow tip. There's no evidence of you can cow tip. Apparently, that is not a thing in this timeline. It's never been documented. It's not a thing. It changed in this timeline. Number 2, horses can have mustaches. Yes, in this timeline, horses can have mustaches. Sometimes they shave them off. It's a thing, but they do have mustaches. Also, horses do not have round eyes. They have horizontal eyes. They do not have round eyes in this timeline. Apparently, we all just misremembered that because in this timeline, they do not have round eyes. The bald eagle is America's national bird. When did it become the national bird? How about last year, December of 2024 to be exact? That is when it became official that the bald eagle was America's national bird. In this timeline, there are Civil War camels. Yes, the camels fought in the Civil War. We have American camels, and they're here. They've been here since the Civil War, and there's actually famous ones in this timeline. I did not know that. Number 6, it is Smokey Bear. It is not Smokey the Bear. Apparently, it's always been Smokey Bear.
Wow. I don't know if you guys know about the Mandela effect, but these are a few that actually, I mean, I didn't grow up on a farm, so I mean, I wouldn't really know about horses that much. I've seen them maybe a handful of times in my life, but both the mustache and the fact that their eyes have like horizontal slits, never seen that before. The camel in the States, I have no idea. I had no idea that that was a thing. And also the bald eagle being declared the national animal for the States last year in 2024. Well, more than a year ago. That is kind of weird. That is kind of weird. I always assumed that the bald eagle was the national bird, or at least animal, of the United States. Did you guys think the same thing? Or is it completely normal that they did that because it was never so? I thought that they had put it everywhere on the flags, on the money, on the stuff. I don't know. I thought it was common knowledge. Maybe I'm just ignorant. So you guys let me know down below. Are these Mandela effects that you guys knew, or just mistakes of collective remembering? Let me know down below, and let's keep on rocking.
This is an AI-powered cleaning robot developed in China, and they've made it because they want to clean up the oceans and the rivers and all the waterways around the world. And so they've developed this thing that can sort of move around autonomously. Hopefully they succeed in this effort, and hopefully India buys some, maybe?
Wow.
Gee whiz, that is a master of his craft. Beautiful to see. I had never seen anything like it. And also the bot that was cleaning up in China, that AI bot. Gee whiz, I think that's one of the first good applications I've seen them put AI on, because they've been talking about replacing politicians with AI, all these crazy things, but that I approve that message. Let's clean up the water with AI. Thank you very much. That's a good idea. Anyways, let's keep on rocking.
The only way to success is through failure. I'm saying through for a reason. You have to go through the failure points to what? Learn, develop, grow. That's what failure's for. If you failed, that doesn't mean that you stop. That means you keep going. That means you just learned a valuable lesson. Oh man, I lost all my money. Cool, how? Well, I invested in this business at... Well, now you don't invest in that shit. Education costs money, doesn't it? Your failures are education.
This right, like as he did, right, underneath, and try and keep it, that feels pretty tight right there, right? Mm-hmm. Okay, so you can, just breathe naturally. Let's just see what happens. Okay. All right, so we're at 1,367. We've already just passed 2. So now we're in the place where he can be having headaches. He can be, we're at 3,786. Look at this. We've just passed 5,000. Now we're in the toxic level. Right now we could be doing this 7,000 inside this mask of the CO2. 8,000 parts per million. And now this thing's gone off the Richter scale, folks. It can't even register how high the CO2 levels are inside. And look how many seconds that was.
Wow. It's pretty crazy to think that we recommended that for all of our kids, no? I mean, it's a sad thing to see, but at the end of the day, I guess that's what it is. And regarding the video from before, it was saying that you must go through failures to reach success. I find that very interesting because it made me click for the first time. I've heard the phrase, I've internalized the lesson and stuff, but there's one little distinction that kind of hit me this time around. Sorry. And it's the fact that, through all this information that we have and all the access that we have, I find that something that we try to do, even as a mentor, we try to save our students from living certain failures. But as he said, going through that failure is the education. And I wonder if the fact of giving the lesson as a secondhand experience has the same impact as the person literally going through the failure. I don't know if you guys get the distinctions that I'm trying to make, but I totally agree. I think that our fear of failure and our fear of not succeeding has caused us to be very careful. And I think being careful is not an attribute that makes a billionaire, if you get my drift. Anyways, let me know what you guys think down below, and let's keep on rocking.
This
Love Patrick,
is
one of my oldest
Legacy
friends.
Park in Brambleton, Virginia. And I think whoever planned this community had serious beef with their boss. And every time they showed them the plans for this huge neighborhood, they must have presented them upside down. The main area of focus here is obviously the park, which is an above average size park. And you can see here the design starts here at the pond and just works its way out here to the tip where you have this fountain leading into this building right here, which is apparently called the Best Brains Learning Center. I'm pretty sure that they built this part much sooner than expected. Now moving back to the base, which looks a little overgrown, there is an elementary school across the street, and I'm not sure how this park is allowed within 500 feet of an elementary school. So let's turn on the street view. Seriously, this thing has veins? Yes, it's a giant park shaped like a huge cock. How did they get away with this?
That's awesome.
It's incredible.
You think that's real?
That's
Real.
It's real. This is real
Wow.
time right here.
You think that they actually did that?
This has to be a fairly new subdivision.
Look at the documents. If you look at the college documents, if you look at the documents, and you look at some other, documents, which I'll be happy to share with you if any of your listeners want to see some of that stuff. They don't refer to those towers as cell phone towers. They refer to those as directed weapons. They actually refer to your phone as a direct weapon, your router as a direct weapon. Well, I couldn't go much further because they have to control you through frequencies. That's how they control you, and mostly through extremely low frequencies, megahertz frequencies, 3, 4, 5G, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10G frequencies, gigahertz frequencies, microwave frequencies, radio frequencies. They can do it through music as well.
Wow.
But there's always the opposite of that too, like the good music with the solfeggio tones and, and
So
stuff
no more
like that.
microwaves, you're saying? Don't use those?
Oh, throw your microwave away. The microwave kills the nutrients in the food anyway.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, so that's when you get into, they also want a lot of metals in your body. They need a lot of metals in your bodies as transducers and as receivers. And they want you to be exposed to all these and all these frequency devices. So the solution is to get rid of all the chemicals in your body. You could do that through binders, organic activated charcoal, like a stuff like that. Doing all of this transhumanism stuff, we're already coming up with solutions, which are just detox your body. Do liver cleansing,
特にカレーやいうんは、これ、日本に一台かないや言われよるけど、この中のお米がな、手作りで自分の田んぼで作ったお米を使ってあって、日本の自動販売機では、ジュース、これとパンとか食べ物、ジュースはもうあらゆるところにある。名前、吉本正と言います。年は74か。ここの自動販売機ではもう40年ぐらい前からやっております。うちの自動販売機はね、日本にあまりないっちゅうんで、なんかあらゆるところを来とるように思う。そうじゃ、お米がな、60度ぐらいあるに機械の中が、と置いたらやっぱりこう、乾燥してくるよ、お米が。硬になる。1日2回ぐらい入れ替えするように、また新しい米になっているんで。いやいや、もともと百姓屋で米作んでったけんな。ほんで、このお米を使うた方が得なわけや。買うよりは自分の米を使うた方が得だったけん。これ今作っとんが日の光。米を一応洗って水につけて15分か半時間ぐらい置く。スイッチを入れてから45分ぐらいで容器に詰めるんです。これから機械まで入れるにやっぱり1時間以上かかると思う。値段はもともと300円。トラックの人はもういな、持って帰る。これと家族の人が来てな、3つぐらい一発に家で食べるとか言って持って帰ってくれる。このお米うまいってこう言うてくれる人がおる。これが一番嬉しいんや、ほんま言うたらな。これは、我がの体と機械と生ける間はもうするつもりじゃ。
I know it's not such an impressive video, it's not an impressive story, but I found it very inspiring to see, I don't know, that blend of new and old, that organic, mechanic, accessibility, but yet fresh from the ground. I found it super inspiring. I think if we could harness this idea and push it to its maximum, it might just help a lot of people have access to good food You know what I mean? I mean, I don't know if it exists or if it's possible in your city, but you could easily buy a machine and prepare some plates, and people would have a better option instead of, all the junk food that they always sell in those things. The reason why is because the shelf time is so high, they could just fill it up and not really think about it, right? But if you would have a catered, like, vending machine, I don't know. I've never thought about it, but I find it super interesting. If someone could take that idea and run with it, I would be so happy to hear that I've created an enterprise. But I mean, hey, just an idea I'm sending out there in the cosmos, and you guys let me know if it hits, and let me know if you've ever seen a vending machine like that, like a handmade, custom, from the ground up. I really love this man. I find it super beautiful. He loves what he does. I just wanted to shed a bit of light on his situation. I find it so beautiful. Let's keep on rocking.
These robots are inspired by ants and were developed by South Korean scientists. Each micro-robot is 600 micrometers tall and interacts with others using magnetic fields. The micro-robot swarm was able to unclog tubes that resembled blocked blood vessels. This technology could potentially be used to clear plaques from clogged blood vessels in medical treatments. In this other application, the micro-robot swarm transported a chunk of the metal indium to complete or break an electrical circuit. This allowed it to turn a light on or off with precision. The micro-robots were able to assemble into a group and coordinate their movements to walk over an obstacle. By leveraging their collective strength and synchronized actions, they successfully overcame barriers, demonstrating their ability to adapt and perform tasks that require precise teamwork. The micro-robots used centrifugal force for self-throwing, propelling themselves over obstacles. A swarm of 200 micro-robots successfully separated heavy liquid metal into smaller pieces in just 5 seconds, despite its high surface tension. They then moved the pieces, joined them back together, and shaped the metal into a smooth sphere. This demonstrated their ability to handle complex tasks with precision and control. The micro-robots formed a spinning swarm on water, creating a floating raft structure that allowed them to carry a pill 2,000 times heavier than a single robot across the surface. This approach could be applied to deliver lightweight medical supplies or drugs across liquid environments in remote or constrained settings. In this example, the swarm used orbital dragging motions at 2.5 Hz to block the superworm's path and stop it from reaching the food. As soon as the swarm stopped its spinning, the worm was able to move toward the food. The micro-robots guided an ant by using a spinning motion to block its path and topple its legs without causing harm. By controlling the swarm's direction, they successfully steered the ant to a desired location. This technique could be applied in pest management or controlled behavioral studies of small organisms. The micro-robots can assemble into structured swarms or disassemble into individual units based on the strength of the magnetic field. By adjusting the magnetic field intensity, their configuration can be precisely controlled to perform tasks like transporting materials or navigating complex environments. Here we see the micro-robots using orbital dragging motion to rapidly circumvent obstacles with precise single-axis manipulation. This allows them to navigate barriers efficiently, completing the task in just 180 milliseconds.
Well, that's pretty crazy that we're there. We have micro-robots. Kind of scary. I mean, as much as it's impressive, it's kind of scary, because if you could have that in your blood vessels, who knows how it gets there. I mean, obviously for a surgery or something, it's interesting. But to have something so small that could be ingested raises some concerns. And also, if somehow this little robot would have the capability of flight or levitation, I don't know, the possibilities seem to be endless, like a swarm in the air, or I don't know, kind of scary to me. But let me know what you guys think down below, and let's keep on rocking.
It's a bad idea to let the people who make the food give you advice about what food to eat. 4 of the most for everybody 100% across the board, stop eating these foods completely for 4 weeks in a row. 4 weeks. 4 weeks in a row. 28 days. Then on day 29, eat a lot. Have pancakes for breakfast, have a sandwich for lunch, have cookies and crackers, have pasta for dinner, and see how you feel. And as God is my witness, if you make it to lunch without something, I'll eat my hat. This is one of the most overlooked things in the country right now. This is a deadly combination of not enough minerals in the food, period, and then interrupting your body's ability to absorb what little nutrients there are. Bad nutrition in the blood of the pregnant mother. As the fetus is developing, it needs raw materials to make a brain, make a heart, make a liver, make a kidney. You can't make that out of pixie dust and air. The body needs but they're not in the blood of the mother because she's eating whole wheat cereal and skim milk and margarine and is avoiding salt like the plague. So, from the proper perspective, with all of the data points, it all starts to make sense. Understanding of the human body, they completely miss all of the most important things. So their job, again, is not to fix the problem. You can manage it, which is better than suffering. But it's better, don't you think, especially in the United States of America, to try to get to the root cause of what's causing the problem and fix it? And that's what we do. One of the most famous Old Testament sayings, my people are destroyed by lack of knowledge. Well, simple things that people can learn can make all the difference in their lives.
As much as I love to listen to him speak and it makes so much sense, it kind of makes me sad to think that there's not more doctors talking this way or approaching things this way, seeing the body as a whole and seeing nutrition as the main medicine that man needs. Wow, that was really interesting. Listen, I'm gonna give it a shot. 28 days, no, what did he say? Wheat, oats, barley, and rye. I think it was those four. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it starting today, and I'll let you sorry, I'll let you guys know how it goes. And if anyone wants to do it as well, you let me know down below how it goes for you, and we could compare notes. Let's keep on rocking.
I bought my dugout as a fairly small 2-bedroom dugout, and I've been extending it over the years. For somebody driving into town the first time, you wouldn't think there was a lot here because 95% of it is hiding underground. People drive in and go, where is the place? I don't understand. Coober Pedy is from the Aboriginal Coober Pedy, which means white man in a hole. At the moment upstairs it is about 122 degrees Fahrenheit. Down here we're sitting on about 71, 72 degrees. No air conditioning necessary. We're right out in the middle of nowhere. It takes a day to drive here from Adelaide. I'd say there's about 1,000 underground dwellings and at least 1,500 people living underground. We've got 5 underground churches. We've got underground motels. There's some amazing underground homes here. Many bedrooms, underground workshop. You name it underground, we've pretty well got it. I bought my dugout as a fairly small 2-bedroom dugout, and I've been extending it over the years. Some of this I blasted out when I could get away with it. The cops don't like us blasting in town. We don't do it anymore. Back in the old days, if somebody was going to have a baby, we'd rock round there with a couple of compressors on a weekend and some jackhammers and a couple of cartons of beer, and by the Sunday night we dug out a room, cemented the floor and wired it up, and there's your new baby's room, honey. Even though we're so far away geographically from anywhere else, I don't know why, but we just love the place to bits.
Wow. That's pretty impressive. I had never seen anything like that. A whole city underground. I had never seen anything like it. I find that so interesting. And to be honest, I could get it. I could get how living there must be so different, and you feel like you're living in another world in a way. And to change to go from that to something that you have to pay expensive for cheap materials. And like you said, we show up with a pickaxe and we make a new room. Man, the beauty of that idea, the luxury of not having to build up and to just, go a bit deeper. I find that so beautiful and such a great idea. Makes me wonder, are there other places where there's underground dwellings that on that much of a massive scale? It's very interesting. Man has always seemed to be underground somehow. We often find streets or bottoms of buildings or a lot of things that are below our feet. Super interesting. Let me know if you guys ever heard of any type of city that resembles that or something different, or if you've been there or if you have footage. Let me know down below. Let's keep on rocking.
This is me, and I'ma tell you, I am such a mess without you. And I must confess, it's black or white unless we find equilibrium.
Oh my god. I'm really not a skater, but damn. All that in one shot?
Maybe that's the point, to let it run free. Feels like we're joined at the hip with one being. Maybe that's the point, to let it run free. Feels like we're joined at the hip with one being.
Wow. I didn't see the whole thing. I just put it in because the guy started off crazy. I don't know where this guy is from, but most of the skaters I see have a hard time pulling one of those, 2, 3 of those off. I mean, gee whiz. Wow. Props to this guy. Anyways, we've reached the end. Thank you so much for rocking with us. And that's a wrap for today, familia. Whether you're tuning in with the sunrise or you're posted up after midnight, I appreciate your time, your energy, your curiosity. And don't forget, this isn't about truth or fiction. This is about perspective. If this sparked a laugh, a thought, a deeper question, then we did our job. So drop your thoughts in the comments, keep the convo alive, like, subscribe, and don't forget to hit that bell if you're riding the wave, because we're just getting started. Until next time, stay grounded, stay weird, stay critical. I'm Adam Strain, and this has been Adam Strain Reacts. Peace!
Now's the time for us to link up. Really think we on the brink up. Making a change from living this strange.